Hello, welcome to Lesson 87 of Course 2 of Saxon Math. In this lesson, we're going to really get into some new material that is the reason why this is pre-algebra. We're going to be multiplying algebraic terms. We're going to multiply algebraic terms to simplify algebraic expressions. So strap yourself in and let's get going. You recall from Lesson 84 that like terms can be added, and that adding like terms does not change the variable part of the term. So 3x plus 2x equals 5x. That doesn't change. But however, when we multiply terms, all the factors get multiplied. So when we multiply 3x times 2x, that really breaks out to be 3 times 2 and x times x. So when we reassociate them with the associate property, we get 3 times 2 and x times x. We end up with 6, because 3 times 2 is 6, and x times x being x squared. Now, so multiplication is a little bit different than addition. We also have down here at the bottom here, you'll see here that when we multiply this out, we do the associated property. We've got negative 2 times negative 3, and that is positive 6. And then we have x times y. And of course, we don't know what x times y is, so it's just x times y. So our answer is 6xy. All right, so let's see if we can do one together. I will demonstrate it for you, and then you can see if you got, you can do one yourself. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out my negative 3, and that's going to be times by my 2. That's going to be times by my negative 4. I'm pulling all of those out, and then I've got an x squared times an x times an x, and then I have 2 y's. So as I multiply these, I've got 3 times 2 is negative 6, times negative 4 is 24. This is x1 and x1, so I got, because when we multiply our exponents, when we multiply our variables, we add our exponents, so that becomes x to the 4, and then this one here is y1 plus y1, so that's y to the 2. So I end up with an answer of 24 x4 y2. Now, I know you have never seen anything like that before, but that's what algebra is. So hopefully you'll start to understand a little bit better. We'll review this more tomorrow. But there's our answer, 24 x to the 4, y to the 2. All right, see if you can combine this one and multiply them out, and then I will demonstrate it for you. Pause the video and do that now, please. Okay, thank you. So I've got a negative 2, and I have a 3. Then I look at my A's. I have 1A. I'm going to put a 1 up there because it helps me to remember. I have an A2, and that's all I have for A's. And then for B's, I have 1B, another B, and a B3. B1 and B1. All right, so now we just go negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. A1 times A2 is A3. And B1 times B1 times B3 is B to the 3, 4, 5. B to the 5th. So our answer is going to be negative 6, A3, B5. All right, kind of getting the idea of that? There we go, there it is. Okay, so you'll recall that when we multiply exponents that we multiply to find the powers, that when we got this means the same thing as x times b. So when it's in brackets and we have it to the second exponent, like if we had 3 squared, we know that would be 3 times 3. So 3xy squared is 3x times 3x. So when we pull those out, we have 3 times 3 is 9, and x squared, x times x is x squared, and y times y is y squared. So that's what we do. We take these out. We do the same thing. We take 3x squared y to the 3rd, and we times it by 3x squared y to the 3rd, because the whole thing is squared because it's in parentheses. All right, let's see if we can do one of those. Okay, so I'm going to take negative 3a squared b to the 3, and that's going to be times the same thing again, negative 3a squared b to the 3, because we've got this exponent out here. So now we can pull it apart. Negative 3 times negative 3. We got a squared times a squared, and we have b3 times b3. So we're going to get 9 This is going to be a to the fourth, and this is going to be b to the sixth. So our answer is going to be 9, a to the fourth, b to the sixth. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. You've been doing this all along. We're just throwing in more variables and exponents. There we are, 9a to the 4, b to the 6th. This is going to take lots of practice, I know that, but you'll get the hang of it. Okay, let's see if you can do this one. Do all 4 of these, pause it, and then let's check your answers. Okay, for A, you should have got 6x squared y. Negative 3, negative 2 is 6. X times x is x squared, and then you had 1y. B, your answer was 3x to the third, y to the third. C was negative 6, a to the third, b to the third. And D, you should come up with 20, x to the third, y. All right, I know that's new. I know it's different. I know it's probably making your head hurt a little bit, but stick with it. Watch the video again, practice it, and we'll go over it again in class also so you get some more practice. Do your TIDs, and we'll see you tomorrow. Write down your questions. Please practice it. You'll get it. I know it seems very tough at this time, but you'll be able to do it. No problem. Trust me.